Hello everyone and happy Friday. Happy Friday. Getting my paper towels organized here just in case we need them. I was busy working on my Christmas fairy houses for our Christmas fairy garden, so I lost track of time. Of course, when you're painting and building, you kind of lose track of time. And so that's what happened, but I made it in the nick of time. And I'm here. And today we are going to show you different ways to make miniature fairy gardens. You know, you have that friend and you're having a hard time. What do I get her for Christmas? What do I get her for the holidays? Well, this is a good thing. It's handmade. Something she can enjoy looking at. She knows it's from you. And I think that would really be a very special, let me turn this just a hair, a very special gift from a friend to a friend. And that is a miniature fairy garden. All right, let me get my chair here. I hope you all have a good weekend, holiday today. And I have so many things. I usually wait a few minutes. I don't want to get started for the people who have been waiting for my live DIY miniature fairy gardens. I want to give them a few minutes to find me, and they know I'm here, and I will get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I found this tree and off a plant. It's really off a plant, and I want to make it look like a tree in the miniature fairy garden. And so to get it ready for Christmas, with Christmas coming, I am going to be giving this to a friend, and so it is Christmas coming. I wanted to start out by putting some sparkles on this tree for her. So I will get doing that right now. There are so many things that you can do. Now this is a gold sparkle. This is normally why I put gloves on, but I'm not going to in my live. But what I want to do is go ahead and paint the gold sparkle on the leaves so that they will sparkle. And I just take the brush and give it a literal, like a real literal, so it will not only shine but sparkle. And that makes it really nice, see? I don't know if you guys can see that. See how it glows? So that's what you want. That way it'll glow. And so don't be stingy with the sparkle paint, because when it dries clear, and it will look like a beautifully sparkled tree for Christmas. And so now, I'll tell you, I love fairy gardens because I like changing them around for the seasons. I like making things, and so why not, for my fairy garden, work on houses for Christmas. And of course, I hope all of you that visit this page today have seen my Halloween fairy garden. I love Halloween. That's one of my favorite holidays. And so I really, really enjoyed making that Halloween fairy garden. Now, I'm going to show you here. Oh my goodness, that's looking so pretty. And when this completely dries, see how that shines in the light? So when you put the light on this, or inside, oh, she is going to love it. I know she is. I mean, who doesn't like fairy magic? I know there are a few men out there that like trains and fairy gardens with their trains. I've seen it all, and that makes me so happy to see men get involved too in with the fairy gardens, with the train sets. And I met a guy several years ago that had a whole train, oh my gosh, he had this big train supply system. Oh, it was like huge. I mean, I swear it was like 3 buildings. It was really big, and he had a fairy garden in there. He had a theme park. Oh, he had a regular big park. Oh, it was so beautiful, guys. And the work, oh my goodness, the work he put into that had to be a lot. A lot of work went into that, but it's fun. And it does take a lot of work. It's your time, and you're building things and making things, and you have to shop for what you don't have. And so, yeah, it is a lot of work to do the fairy gardens, but it's fun work. Yeah, that's what I always say. Oh, this is going to look like a beautiful, sparkly tree for the holidays. And I truly hope she loves it. And I'll show you a couple different things that you can make a miniature. I chose several different things that I myself would make a fairy garden out of. And so I went ahead and chose those, and I will show you those here in a few minutes. But this is the gold sparkle dust. Gold sparkle dust paint. And what I like about these paints too is they're washable and they dry. Now here, this one already is drying, and look at the sparkles. Can you see the sparkles? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's already dried clear. And so now the rest of them will dry, and it'll look like a beautiful, sparkly Christmas tree. Not a Christmas tree, but you know what I mean. A tree with sparkles on it for the holidays. And the fun thing about these too is that you can trade the trees out. If you want to find a plant that has different leaves, then you just pull this one out, tuck it away, and put another one in its place. So you don't have to have, of course, the sparkly holiday one up all the time. All right, now we're going to let this dry. So I'm going to stick it over here so it doesn't touch anything, and it'll dry, and we'll look at it in a few minutes, guys, and see how that looks. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and look, I got sparkles all over my hands now. That's when you deal with that sparkle paint, that's what happens. All right, now let's talk about what you would put in your fairy garden. Now, there's several things. I'm working on the lights right now. This is a hanging fairy garden that I chose for the people that joined me. I will be giving this away in tomorrow's video. And this is the hanging Halloween fairy garden for them. And it does have the lights in it for Halloween. And they can, of course, buy different lights. This lights up purple and orange for Halloween. And they will have, of course, a skull in there, some pumpkins, and they can hang it on a hook and enjoy a miniature fairy garden. Isn't that adorable? All right, now let's talk about the one I am making for my friend. And that is right here. I painted it gold. How cute is that? She can put it, pick it up and put it wherever she wants. I painted it a metallic gold. And here is another miniature basket I found, and I painted it metallic silver. Isn't that gorgeous? And you can make miniature gardens out of almost everything. And if you wanted to hang this, you could buy one of those tri-planner chains, and bring it up on 3 sides and make it a hanging one too. How beautiful would that be? And this is what my lights are for. This gold basket right here is what my lights are for. And I like using these green foam blocks because they're easy to mold. And if you're going to have lights on the bottom of your basket, you want them to be able to dig in to the foam. See how I dug the edges into the foam so that they don't bounce all over the place. And so I just wrapped it like this and dug the wire part into the foam. And I saved some out because I want to do a miniature tree with lights on it also, but I don't want it to be so heavy that it's hard to have it stand or move around. So let me get these lights on. And I picked a pink miniature tree for her fairy garden. And so I'm going to go where I stopped, and I'm going to go ahead and take the wire, and I'm going to wrap it around the tree. And that way she will have not only lights in her garden, she will also have a few lights on her tree. And what's nice about these fairy lights is they're very, very light, guys. And so you just take it and wrap it around the tree like so. And then you have not only lights on the bottom, but now she has a tree that she don't have to worry about falling over. Did you see how I did that? And so now what I'm going to do is I have a slit. I put a slit in this. Let me bend this wire so it'll stay. There we go. Put it down like that. I don't want the wire to come undone. So we'll put that down there like that. But if you see here in the basket, I cut a slit right down there. See that slit? And that way I can put the light through that slit. I might have to cut it bigger, that's for sure. I don't think I cut it big enough. Oh, I bet you I did. Let's see, did I? Nope, I didn't cut it big enough. So we're going to do it another way. We're going to tuck the light in around this and leave it out. So when you put it in, let's go ahead and get this in the basket. Alright, now this is what it's going to look like when you have it in the basket. That way she has light under her grass and on her tree. Now I make mine small enough it leaves me some room. And the reason I like room is so I can add other trees or have the ability to use the side of the foam. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and tuck our light right in here where no one will see it. Once we get the grass in there, nobody will see the light switch. And she can just come in the back, turn on the light, and she has her mini garden. And that is how I did that. Now let me show you again. This is what it looks like inside. How awesome is that? And now I'm going to get the grass and start building the mini garden around the grass, okay? All right, let me find, I think I'll use this grass right here. This is called decorative moss. And I really like the reindeer moss, but I also like the decorative moss too. That's really nice. Okay. That's why I have a mat on my table. Got grass everywhere. Alright, let's get out some of this moss. That way I can pick up my red pad and put the moss back in. Now, I want to tear it gently at first and keep it in the chunks because those are the chunks that I want to put on the side. See? Just like that. And it will hold the the bottom steady. And that way you can still use the sides. So I'm going to take another chunk and keep it in a chunk. I don't want to break it apart. And you take another chunk and you place it in the back, just like that. Just like that. So now you have the sturdiness, and you can move it around without your tree wobbling, and it will stay put, and also you can also put the chunks on the side. But I don't need as big a chunks on the side, so I'm going to make them littler, tear it apart, and just slightly move my tree. There we go. And I'm going to put this one on this side. Now, this is what the inside of your basket will look like. You got the moss all around your green block. And it, of course, has the lights in. This is going to be the thickest part of your fairy basket if you're making a fairy garden in a basket. Now, you just take the loose, and that is what you have your foam for, because you want the lights to shine through the grass. So you just go ahead and loosely put your grass throughout your little basket. Now under the tree you can put more because the tree itself has lights on it. So you can go ahead and put more grass if you want it to be ever so sturdy. Now this will be handed to my friend in person, so I don't have to worry about it falling out or breaking down. And then there I have enough in there that it doesn't show. And just take the loose fairy grass, and then I do want to cover up my switch, so I'm going to put some right here over the switch, plus the other decorations will hide it. And then your fairy basket will look like that. And look at the lights shining through. And of course the lights on the tree. How pretty is that? Isn't that gorgeous, guys? What an awesome gift to give someone. A miniature, especially someone that kind of has everything and you don't know what to get them. And this is a personal, made with love gift. And I'll tell you, any friend would cherish this gift. They really would. Because not only did it come from your heart, you put your hard work into it. And so that tells you that they would appreciate it. I know I'm one who loves handmade gifts, and this would sure tickle me pink. All right, and so now that you have your foam in the bottom, that's where you can use picks, sticks, or anything you need to put in your trees and your grass and anything like that that you want to use. I'm going to put these back in my bag here, because we now are done with the fairy grass. Alright, so I'll just put those off to the side, and we'll pick up the rest of this grass later. Makes a mess, but it sure is fun. Alright, now let's check our tree. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. How gorgeous is that? Can you see the sparkles in that? In person, it's really sparkly. I'm just hoping that you can see. Let me try to get it again. There you go. Can you see those sparkles? Oh my goodness. So now I'm going to take this beautiful tree and give her depth. So that way she has something tall in her fairy garden. And I'm going to stick it right down the side of the foam. There we go. And now she has a fairy tree in her garden. Alright, let me get it down just a little further. How awesome is that? And that is what it looks like now. And so as you put it together, it looks more and more beautiful. And that is, she has a pink Christmas tree with sparkly gold tree leaves in the back of it. How pretty. And of course her switch is gone. You cannot see her switch, and she can turn it on. How pretty is that? All right, I'm going to take a drink, guys. Hold on. Did you guys remember today is a holiday? Yes, it is. But I'm here at home crafting. All right, now I got several things. I'm going to put this off right here. I got several things that I just didn't know what I wanted to put in her fairy garden because it is Christmas season. So, I do have a Santa Claus fairy, of course, and some cute little penguins. Look at these penguins, guys. How adorable are those penguins? There's that one. There's that one. And of course, there's that one. So, I thought, well, I'm giving her a Christmas tree. Why don't I give her a Santa and some penguins, because she can take them out and change them. When the holiday ends, she can buy some miniature fairy stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and give her, where'd it go? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and give her the fairy flower pump. See that? How pretty. This is going to be in a side box. I'm going to give her the flower pump. Oh, and I did get a Christmas welcome sign to also go in there. So I'll see if that'll fit. And then I'm going to give her the flower pump and a cute little fairy. That way, after Christmas, she can change it out. And, oh, I did get a Christmas bird. How adorable is that, guys? Beautiful Christmas bird. And so, those are what I picked. And then I did pick the red bird. It goes with Christmas. And the birdhouse. I thought, how adorable would that be? So here I have many things to put in her fairy garden. And so I got to figure out what I'm going to put in her fairy garden. But before we do that, I do want to show you what I made for my big fairy garden. It is to replace the Halloween fire tree. I made a jingle bell tree. And let me move these. Let me move these over here. I made the jingle bell tree. To hear that? This will be replacing the fire tree for the holiday season, Christmas. And I got some cute little Santas on either side. And that is the jingle bell tree with some snowy berries and red berries, and of course bells. I have silver, green, and red bells. How adorable is that? Oh my goodness, guys, that is so pretty. And that's what I made to replace the fire tree. So I hope you all will enjoy the fairy garden for the Christmas season. We will also be doing that on Fridays, guys. Fridays. Yes, we will. All right, let me see. I had my phone somewhere. I don't know what I did with my phone. I wanted to go. Let me go ahead and see if I can't go ahead and share this on Messenger. Let people know we are live. Before I start showing several other ones that we're going to go ahead and do. So, I'm just going to go quickly down the Messenger and go ahead and let people know that we are live. Alright, let's see. I don't know what happened there, but it wouldn't let me. There we go. Send. Now it's letting me send. Okay. All right, just got about everyone sent to here. I know some people were doing something for the holiday. That's okay too, because they can always watch the relive anyway. All right, there we go. Now let's get back to my friend's fairy garden, and then I will go ahead and show you the different types that you can get. I've already showed you, of course, I've already showed you how to make the miniature one in a basket, and I also have the silver, metallic silver basket. Now, you can get these kind of baskets, guys, in any yard sale. Hello, Katie's Precious Angels, Reborn Nursery. Hello, 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 Lori. Lori's Creations, 2017. Hello, hello. You'll have to watch the beginning where I started this miniature fairy garden in a basket for a friend of mine. She really loves the miniature fairy garden, so I made her one in a gold metallic basket. And I also have one here for the silver metallic. But we are working on this one today. I'm showing you how to build. And so if you want to know how to put the lights in, watch the beginning, and I'll let you see it inside. See, we have lights underneath with the foam, and of course the tree for Christmas, and the sparkling leaf tree for the fairies. So, I also picked out for her garden the cute little Santa Claus, of course. We have Santa Claus right here. And I also picked out these fun little, I don't know if I can fit them all in her fairy garden, but we'll see what we can get in. Of course, the snowy welcome sign, the beautiful snowbird, and of course the red bird in the... And so the thing about this is just finding placement, where you want to place. And of course, Santa, being Santa, we want him in front of the tree. So I'm going to place him right here in front of the tree. How does that look? And you don't want to glue them down, especially if you're giving them as a gift. Like I said, this does not have to be mailed. I am handing it to her in person, so I don't have to worry about it falling apart or putting it back together or anything like that. So she will get it just like it is. And so the reason you don't glue it down, so she can change out her characters when she wants to change them out. And so we will put Santa right there, and let's go ahead and put our snowbird by the tree in the back. We'll set him back here. There we go, just like that. And of course, her welcome sign. We definitely want her welcome sign front and center. So we will go ahead and put her welcome sign right here where it says welcome to her mini fairy garden. And I think we are going to fit all of this. So in behind the tree, I will put the bird so she can see that from a different angle. So here's where I am placing the red bird, right beside the tree. Now, don't be afraid to use your grass. If it sinks too low, put some more grass in there, and I can see I'm going to have to put just a little more fairy grass in there to hold the, it's just a little too low. So we're gonna stuff some more fairy grass in there. Get that off the tree. There we go. And now place her bird right in the basket. Whoops. Come on, little birdie. You just want to be hard to get on. There we go. So now her bird is on that side. So let's set Santa back up. Now once she gets it home and sets it down, she can put her characters and her stuff wherever she wants it. She doesn't have to keep it the way I gave it to her. That's the fun about even the miniature fairy gardens. All right, so let's get this down where it was. There we go. Now we have Santa. We have the red bird over here by the big tree and the Christmas tree. And we have her welcome sign here. Now, she can get many, many, many miniature things. I'm only giving her, I love fairy gardens, so adorable. Oh, thank you, Katie. Wait until you see the different kinds. Right now, I'm putting a miniature basket one together, but I have several different things that you can make a miniature garden out of. So now we're just going to place her penguins anywhere we want, just so they are in the garden. I'm even going to put one right here by Santa Claus, because I've seen that before. Santa right next to a penguin, and then we are going to put her third penguin over by the birdhouse. There we go. And now her miniature fairy garden is complete. And I gotta get this down just a little lower. There you go. Her miniature garden is complete. Let me set this back. I don't know why that's not, I'm gonna have to bury it under some grass. I can see I will place more grass, but I don't want to take up too much time. I have other things to show you. But there's her miniature fairy garden, and I will put more grass in it for her. So we will set that here, and then I will show you different things. I already showed you the tinier one. I painted it a silver metallic. That's even tinier. I'm going to go ahead and take my garbage off there. All right. Now, as I explained in the ads that I put out and what I told you guys last week, there are several things you can make fairy gardens out of. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. I think she's really going to like the Christmas fairy garden. It's so pretty. And she can put, and then I did buy her the flower water pump for after Christmas, and a cute little elf. I got her an elf, so that way she doesn't have to have Christmas after Christmas. And I also got her, that's another Santa, but I can either put a beehive in it or a windmill. So I don't know which one these ones are kind of big, so I might give her the beehive or the windmill to go with her flower garden fountain. But I'm going to take a drink, and then I'm going to show you several different things to make even bigger fairy gardens. You can go from real tiny to as big as mine, however you want to do your fairy garden. And of course, the hanging fairy garden that I have right here. The hanging, you put a chain on it, and this is the one I will be giving away in tomorrow's video. And so you have that one. All right, now here is a cute little tray I found at an auction. How awesome is that, guys? It has the handles. It has the handles so you can carry it. You can put your fairy garden inside, and you can put styrofoam on the bottom. And then that way you're not filling it up with all fairy grass, because that can get costly. So, of course, I have oval plastic ornaments. Oh, cool. So you would put some foam in the bottom so your trees will stick. The same kind of foam I used in her basket. And you will layer that thinly on the bottom and then put your grass in there. And that way you can stand up your trees and your bushes. And this is just a little bigger fairy garden. And how awesome. And I will show you compared to the Jingle Bell tree I made. If I had the grass in there, you see how the Jingle Bell tree looks down in the fairy garden? So yeah, that would be really awesome. And like I said, the Jingle Bell tree will be replacing the fire tree for Christmas. And I enjoyed making this, guys. This was fun to make. I love Christmas decorations, and that was a real treat. So here's another form of a carry fairy garden that you don't have to hang from the ceiling or a hook. You can carry it around and place it wherever you want. And then you can also make a window fairy garden. How awesome is that? So what you would do is you would take your foam and thinly place your foam, glue it to the bottom of the board, and then you would put your fairy grass. So that way the foam is hidden by the base of your glass and your box. That way no one will see your foam. They will only see the grass. And then you make sure you check it and make sure the foam is not too thick. And then you start placing your fairy garden long ways, because you want to definitely fill up the box with your fairy garden items. You can also use the miniature Christmas tree like I did with her basket, and the other tree stem from a plant, and turn that into a tree. And you could put those in the corners, and then put all your fairies and your beehives or whatever you have in the middle, so that when you close it, you have a shadow box fairy garden. How awesome would that be? And I will be doing this shadow box as a fairy garden, guys. You will see that, and I will show you how it's done in another video. I will just be videotaping myself making it, and I will put that up for you to watch. Now, that's another thing. You can also use vases. You can use almost anything. Now, here's the one, is another great idea. Now, this is really big, so I'm going to set it on the table. This is a vintage silverware box. It is a silverware box, and this is the one I am making for my granddaughter. She has been bugging me for a fairy garden for a long time. So I am going to go ahead, and what I did is I tore out the stuff that made the silverware box. I'll show you that. I lined it with green bottom, a green lid, and black sides. So I will thinly place the foam here on the bottom of her box, then the fairy moss, and then make her miniatures. That way she can go ahead and close her fairy garden up when she's done looking at it. Easy to move too. If you have to move your fairy garden, you just pick it up and move it, just like, but of course you want to lay down your fences and stuff. But how awesome is that? Let me turn it slightly. She can open it up and see the lights, and her mom can help her turn the lights on and set up her trees and everything, and she will have a ball. And that's another idea for a carry, especially when you want to carry your, if you want to move it somewhere else or carry it somewhere, then you can. How awesome is that, guys? What an awesome way to make miniature fairy gardens. And if you're at home and you have the space and you want to do your own fairy garden, you would do it just like mine on a piece of plywood, and go ahead and lay your grass and your ground so you can put your trees in there. And some of the stuff on my home one I have glued down, and then the other stuff is movable so that I can change it out for the holidays, Christmas, and stuff like that. So that's what you want to do. And if you haven't seen my Halloween fairy garden, check it out now, because on Fridays it will be changing to Christmas. I will be putting up my Christmas fairy garden, and I made 4 houses in the last couple of days, and they are turning out fantastic. And so I can tell my other tablet is really lagging. I gotta catch up and see if you guys left comments. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hope I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I got really behind. Gotta catch up and see if y'all put comments down. And of course, you can see that I set out my Christmas stuff. I love this time of year, and I love making the fairy gardens. And of course, the one I'm making for my girlfriend, she is just going to love this miniature Christmas fairy garden, which I will stuff with more grass so that her penguins will stand up. I don't want to glue them down. A lot of people glue theirs down, but I don't want to do that because then she won't be able to change it. It'll always be a Christmas fairy garden. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make it easy on her and put grass around them and hold them steady so that she can change it out when she feels like it. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being a part. I hope I didn't miss anybody's comments. My other tablet was behind for some reason. I really hope you enjoyed this video on making a miniature and medium fairy gardens. And don't be afraid to buy old baskets, guys. You can always paint them and turn them into beautiful miniature fairy gardens along with fairy garden supplies. And I will tell you, right now at the Dollar Tree, and this is the first time ever I've seen this, their fairy garden supplies are unreal, guys. They are. If you are doing a fairy garden, want to do a fairy garden, head over there now because these are so much better made than the ones before. Cobblestone. And I'll tell you, look at that. Look at the painting on that penguin. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, head over there and grab now what you need. They are going to go fast. That's what they told me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Katie. And that is how you make a miniature fairy garden, guys. But head on over to the Dollar Tree. Snatch up your fairy garden supplies. You will see some of them in my Christmas fairy garden. And they are beautifully made. Until tomorrow, I will be doing the giveaway video for this beautiful hanging fairy garden. It will have the chain attached to it so you can hang it when you get it, but you will have to put it together. If I put it together, it's just going to get all jumbled up in the envelope. So I will give you the kit and you put it together. That will be the fun of it. So that will be up tomorrow. So if you have been a part of my fairy garden adventure, you will see your name in that giveaway. Until then, everyone, thank you for watching how to build a miniature fairy garden. Until then, I'll see you in another video. Yes, they do, Katie. Yes, they have a lot there. Thank you so much. And Lori, thank you for coming in the live and joining in. And I will see you in our Christmas fairy garden also. Have a great weekend, everyone.